Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We have been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. That's over 4.5 years of Torah every single day with friends from all over the world who just say good morning, who learn Torah, who raise each other up with all the gifts we've been given so that we can be part of healing the world, being helpers to everyone around. It's good to see you, Michelle, Penny, Arlene. It's good to see all of you, Linda, Valerie, Ashley, Chana, Boker Tov. It is broadcast 1179. It is day 411 of the war. Shari and Deborah, Mordechai, Jack, Cecile, Amy, and Judy, Boker Tov. It's good to see you. Ivy, welcome. Welcome. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Linda. Barry, Dale, it's good to see you. Deborah and Linda and Debbie. Nice to see everyone. I think that's a lot of people named Debbie on our call. Fabrice, Boker Tov, or Tzoraim Tovim. It is 3 p.m. in Paris. Good to be with you. Peter, good to be with you. Sending love to Frankfurt. Dave and Susan, Boker Tov. Hi, Lisa. Hope that you're well. Hi, Minna. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. Let's take a breath, sing a blessing, learn some Torah. Here we go. Patricia, sending you bracha. You usually don't ask, which means that if you're asking, we're sending love and healing because you're experiencing bad back pain and mental health issues. We are with you. Thank you for sharing your need because it's our need as a community to be there for you too. Joy and Jerry, Arlene and Barbara, Anya, Natalia, Boker Tov. Here we go. Caroline, it's good to see you. You're with your mother at Calvary Hospital. We are sending healing to her, strength to you all. Rosa, I saw that you were asking for prayers for someone, but my screen rolled away too quickly for me to see what you were asking. I'm sending my strength to you for the sake of the person you were asking us to pray for. I'm sorry that I didn't see their name. All right, where do we begin? Friends, every day, we are lucky to receive Torah. Every day we are blessed to have each other. This is something, my God, what a gift this community is to each of us individually and maybe even to the world through the strength that we generate. It's Parshat Chayei Sarah, and there are so many things to say about it. I was thinking about this yesterday when I had a conversation with a beloved friend. Andy Hanover is the founder and leader of an organization called the One America Movement, which is committed to bringing together people of different communities, different faith communities, through service. And it is a beautiful thing to see when behind the scenes, not in the headlines, Different groups of different faiths come together, and we remember that we are purposeful. Thank you to everyone saying bless you. Bless you back. If I sneeze again, I'll count on that. When you see people coming together, it is so hope inducing. But in our moment, in our world right now, it's not as common to see people coming together. Bridge building is really hard. And I asked him, I said, in this moment, are you feeling your work supported? Are people coming together across communities? And he said, it's hard. In this moment, it's hard to see bridging. It's hard to make it happen. People aren't necessarily letting their guards down community to community, certainly not in public. While a lot of it happens in private and maybe on the individual level, as we were blessed to bring together interfaith clergy from Westchester and bring them to Israel last week, there are good examples of this, but it's not an easy lift right now. It's a heavy lift to bring together faith communities. So I said to him, so if that's the case, what do you think we can do? And he is a person of deep faith. Susan, the name of the organization is the One America Movement. I was involved in the founding of it, and I love the leadership very, very much. And Andrew Hanauer is a beautiful human being. He said the best we can do right now, and it's not the only good we can do, but the best we can do is to make sure that the communities that we are part of are tended to and are places of love and kindness. And I want to repeat that because the responsibility that we have within the Jewish community and from the Jewish community to the world, even and especially in moments that are hard, is to maintain the kindness, maintain the goodness of what it is to be part of a Jewish community. That requires enormous determination. And over the course of the last 411 days since the war began, since Hamas attacked us so mercilessly, I'll just speak for me. Mustering the mercy and the compassion and the love beyond the tribe, that has taken more work. Not on a one-to-one basis. When I'm with friends who are not Jewish, there's no effort I have to make to feel the love. But in terms of the way I think philosophically, the way that I view the world, it's taking extra effort to be as human as we are called to be. I'm not letting myself off the hook. I'm not explaining it away. But I'm saying that given that people like my dear friend Panina, who has family, her nephew was injured in Gaza. He was evacuated and will be okay. I see countless examples in our family of suffering and pain and absence. I was standing right next to Tachana Rishona, the first station in Jerusalem, a place that I love so much, just last week, and I was noticing all the hostage signs and bumper stickers with pictures of soldiers who have died in battle, saying beautiful things. The quotes that they leave behind are nothing short of luminous. And I was feeling so sad, and I looked up from my phone where I was starting to type a poem, and there I saw Jonathan Polin riding by. Jonathan Polin, Hirsch's father. I know him, but I didn't call out his name because what struck me is that he was riding his bicycle. He was taking care of himself, and then I found out that he was training for a ride, a bicycle ride, to support a children's hospital called Aline. It is, as Rosa's pointing out, what we discussed last week. I think it was a conversation that we were having with Deacon Juan Martinez, who was broadcasting with me from Israel, what it is to be part of a holy space. There are spaces that are holy because God makes them holy, he said, and there are spaces that are holy because of what we do. He and I were in a food pantry feeding widows and orphans, actually. And it makes me think of something from this week's Parsha. The connection might not be, a natural one, but I'm going to draw a connection, which is the way to show compassion is actually to ask someone else what they need. And what I think is important for us is to remember that as we wish to be treated, and in the absence of how we should be treated very often right now, the power of being that way to others still. That has never ceased as a mandate from within our people. We are still in the midst of October 7th in so many ways, even though some parts of the world never paid attention or have seemed to move on. But this is really important. It is really important to remember, V'ahavta l'recha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself, and we could rephrase it for our time. We must love our neighbors the way we expect them, demand of them to love us. That kindness is meant to be generated from within, no matter what is going on. And again, speaking personally, that's not an easy thing to muster. So when we look at this parsha, there are moments of kindness that shine through. Rivka, Rebecca, comes onto the scene showing kindness, supporting animals who are clearly in need of drinking. They need water, they've been on a long journey, supporting the people who are so thirsty. And then there are moments within the Parsha that seem cruel, like the negotiation that Eliezer, the servant of Abraham, has with Rebekah's father about whether or not Rebekah can come with him. And there's a conversation about her. But the big radical move in the Torah here is when her brother and her father, right, Lavan and Bethuel, say to Eliezer the servant, well, let her stay with us a few days, at least 10, and then she can go with you. What is amazing is that Eliezer is persistent. Nevertheless, he persisted. And he says in Hebrew, Al ta'acharu oti, v'Adonai hitzliach darki, shalchuni ve'elcha la'adoni. Delay me not. God has supported me. You should support me too. That's not quite kindness. It's part of a negotiation. But something really important happens next. A radical moment of Torah. Vayomru nikra la'na'ara v'nish'ala et piha. Somehow, even in the midst of this very patriarchal conversation, treating Rebecca like an object to be negotiated, instead, her father and her brother say, let's ask her. Now, maybe that's not kindness. Maybe that's justice. But when I read the text, maybe I am so achy for kindness that I see a softening of their language, an opening of the tent, a listening to the voice of someone whose voice was not heard until this point, but who showed herself to be heroic and strong and even divinely gifted. Remember, Eliezer said to God, show me who it is. And God showed him that it was Rebecca. And then Eliezer tells the story, and still her voice isn't included until they say, as Ashley just rephrased, let's ask her. So I'm pledging to our community, and I ask you to pledge back. Let us not be less strong and demanding as a community, as a Jewish world, for the dignity that should never be denied us. Beginning, of course, with a right to be home and whole as a family, with a right to have a homeland, a home. Zionism is at core Jewish dignity on earth. But let us not be satisfied, quote, only by that bare modicum of dignity. We should demand nothing less, but of ourselves we should also demand softness and kindness. I bless us to remember kindness, that even in our pain we can ride our bicycles to support other children. I look at Jonathan and Rachel as exemplars of Menschlichkeit, of what it is to be really human humans. Because even in their terrible loss, which we all share but cannot claim the way they experience it, even in their loss, they ride on. They write to us. They share love with every other family whose family member is still held. Bring Hirsch home is still active with their hearts. And bless us, friends, to hold our hearts and remember that we have the capacity still, despite it all, to be kind. Kindness. Kindness from within our people, Our heart beats. So let's use it. Let's ask others what they need. Today, today is an amazing moment on UJA's calendar. We are opening and dedicating the Brooklyn Hub. We have a few enormously beautiful centers of social services. The two big ones will now be Queens, which has been open now for a few years, the Queens Hub, and the Brooklyn Hub. And they are places where social services meet, where digital food pantries provide dignity to those in need, where anyone suffering and, please God, emerging from domestic violence can go with security and privacy to receive everything they need, where people can go for vocational services, where we can lift up the most vulnerable around us. We have not forgotten, despite our deep and doubled devotion to supporting our homeland, we have not forgotten what it is to take care of the vulnerable. We ask them what they need. That's what it is to be a mensch. Even in our suffering, our hearts beat, which means kindness always. Kindness always. What do you need? That's my job. That's how I love my neighbors. Yes, I expect to be loved too. But the command by the Torah, the command by our tradition, by any faith of conscience, is to love no matter what. Never to sacrifice the self, but to love no matter what. Kindness. That's our job. That's our mission. We must be alive so we can offer kindness. We are alive. Let's offer kindness. So, Arlene, you're on your way to the Brooklyn Hub's grand opening. Carry us all in your heart. I'm proud of the work we do. I'm proud of the mensches we are. And I'm proud that we have learned Torah to support our people and to support people. Kindness always. Thank you, friends, for carrying your hearts, for caring for your hearts, and for allowing our caring hearts to be manifest in the world no matter what. Remember, Rebecca's father and brother say, Nikra na'ara, let's call her in. Vinishala et piha, let's ask her what she needs. Oddly enough, that might be what helps the world move forward. Please God, we should be asked what we need and granted it. Amen. And when we are asked, or when we remember to invite others in, we should provide what is needed. Always. Kindness, always. Take a breath. Let's send our hearts to the east on this, the 411th day since October 7th. Our beating hearts are demanding our whole family. That's kindness too. Kol hod baleva penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia. עוד לא עבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, friends. Take care.